Hey fam!
Let's be
3D.
Well, hey fam! Welcome back to episode
11.
11. Wow, 11 is a special number in our family.
It is,
So this is
yeah.
a special podcast episode. We're
Yes.
getting back to our mission trip, talking about that, sharing. We spent 6 years going every summer to Serbia, and 2 summers out of those 6 we went to Romania, and we played concerts over there, taught music camps, and just made a lot of special memories, learned a lot of lessons. And we're kind of reminiscing this summer.
Exactly.
It's been 3 years since we've been, and we miss it. Man, do we miss it.
Oh, yeah.
But
That's right.
it's good to relive the memories. Anyway, before we get started, talking about 2017, let's do roll call.
Yeah.
I'm Abby here.
The beautiful, the
Aw.
amazing, the awesome
Well, thank you.
lead singer of the family, Sowell.
Thank you.
How you doing today?
I'm peachy.
You
Just
look it.
peachy. Gotten some sun.
Yeah. You look amazing. All right, so I'll be next in roll call here as Joshua Sowell here. It is a gorgeous summer day here in Knoxville, Tennessee, and we are super excited to bring in this episode. I want to shout out to any of our Serbian friends who are listening in.
Yes.
Aw,
We do miss you guys. We
yes.
love you guys, and we hope that you are enjoying our reminiscing of our mission trips over there and spending time with y'all. I mean, y'all are awesome. So pass it on down.
Roll call to the left.
I thought, okay, I'm
Right.
usually last.
It's the right.
But that's okay. Hold down the right end. I'm Jacob, the eldest, and I'm excited about what we're doing here. This has been, it's been fun, but it's also been not difficult. But you know what I'm saying? Just
a little
the
sad.
yeah,
Sweet, bittersweet.
bittersweet. Thank you. That's
There
what I was
you go.
looking for.
We
Just
found
the
it.
memories and reminiscing and all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's been good though. It's funny how things keep popping up.
Right,
Oh,
exactly.
I know, for sure.
I know,
We've
we-
kind of tried to get a little more concise with our memories, but it's hard to remember it like pre-remember. You
Right.
remember like in the moment, like talking about it,
Right.
but like
Right.
you're trying to think about what all happened, and you're just like, my mind is so blank.
Oh yeah.
Exactly.
Anyway,
We thought this was just going to be 2 parts, but
Yeah.
now we're on like what, part 5?
yeah, we're kind of slowing it down, trying to really dig into each step of the way, and
Yeah.
hopefully y'all enjoy. I mean, it's an all
Yes.
summer thing now.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
last but not least, Naomi's back.
She's back
Hey.
Yes.
by popular demand.
With her Katniss braid. Kudos to me.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
I cannot for the life of me braid my hair. So that's why I have a twin sister.
Yeah.
Hey.
That's not all.
Very cool.
How are you?
That's
Well,
the
hey.
only reason, guys.
Well, I was going to say,
yeah.
how are you feeling, Naomi?
I'm feeling good.
Yeah. Excited to be back?
Mm-hmm.
Good. That's about it. All right. All right. So,
Woman,
Jacob.
a few words. So, 2017, something really cool. Before we even got to Serbia, something really cool happened. Darko, and it was just Darko.
It was just dark.
Darko Adamic came over to the States to do some mission reports to different churches that support him and his family and the CEF team over there in Serbia. And he went to like Oklahoma and a bunch of different places. But he also came to visit us in Texas, and we did a couple of concerts with him.
Yes.
Where he shared his work, and then we did music, and it was a lot of fun. We did one at First Baptist Church. Was it First Baptist Church?
Yeah.
Hallettsville. The lady that was kind of running the show there was actually Julie's aunt,
Yes.
Right.
and I don't know if you remember that because we went over to their house afterwards.
Maybe. I mean, it's
We
been
got
a
to
while.
go outside
It's a
and
little
hang out and
blurry,
stuff.
guys.
It was really cool. And then, because they were doing VBS. They were in the middle of
Right.
VBS, and we
Okay.
played for the
Yes.
kids.
I have some memory of
We
this.
played for their kids for their finale concert thing. And then we did our own concert
Yeah.
that night. And then we went to I don't remember
It was
exactly. It was
somewhere by
outside of Austin.
Austin.
Yeah.
Marble Falls, maybe?
Yes.
Yes, there it is.
Anyway, in the Austin area, played for another church out there, the McNallys, Pastor Jeff and Miss Tammy McNally. I hope I'm pronouncing
That's
the name
right.
correct.
Yeah.
McNally,
I don't
McCannally. I've heard a bunch of different ways. Anyway, so we did those two. And earlier in May, we didn't do this one with Darko, but in May, we did a concert to help raise money for CEF at Bible Baptist in Georgia. And then these two concerts with Darko were in June.
I do remember that, yes.
And then Darko left that night, actually, after we were finished, because we went to go eat at Whataburger, his first Whataburger experience. Now, this was before Whataburger sold out to whoever they did, so it was still very good back then. And so we ate there at Whataburger, and then he went with one of the other pastors so that he could fly home.
Well,
And then we started, getting ready and getting everything packed up and stuff.
Well, and those concerts really helped us be able to communicate with people what we were doing
Yes.
over in Serbia, help
Exactly.
fund the next mission trip. See, every single one of our mission trips,
Yes.
except the last one, I
Yes, we had to.
believe. We had to supplement
Yeah.
with the last one, which we'll get into that later. But every single one before 2018
Right, from 2013
was
to 2017.
fully funded by people we met at concerts, people were just sharing what we're doing over there, and they felt led to give. And so also shout out to our home church in Hempstead, Texas.
Yes.
Because of the 501c3 that
Yes.
churches are able to have, that was a way people could give and get the tax.
Right. They would give
deduction
to
or
our
something.
church, and our church and First Baptist had a fund, an account set up specifically for us.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then they would
They
give
were
us the
very
money.
supportive with our mission
Yes.
trips.
It was
So
awesome.
That was a big blessing in helping us go back year after year.
Amen to that.
Exactly.
So let's share some memories. I believe our first thing once we got there was teen camp.
yes, right out of the gate.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
Oh,
Teen
yeah.
camp was fun.
It was
So,
the best.
Ladies
ever.
first.
Naomi,
Share some memories.
you're up.
You're up.
Well, like Jacob said, teen camp was amazing. If you remember a couple episodes ago, actually 3 episodes ago, a couple parts ago, 3 episodes ago, we talked about the 2016 teen camp, and just that year, it was like everything coming together faster than normal. This year, 2017, it was even more so.
Yeah.
Like by the second day, the teachers, the volunteers, the campers, just everything worked together so well that year. I've never since had such a emotional spiritual experience, if that makes sense. It was just very, very deep. The devotionals, the talks, the music. I just remember, even if I can't remember details, I remember just how high, mountaintop high that week, those few days were. Specifically, we had a lot of returning campers, not as far back as 2013, but 2 or 3 years. So everybody knew everybody. That helped a lot. And
I'd say since 2015, when we started splitting it, we had a lot more returning from that year.
Yes.
On.
Right.
And kids moving into teens because they reached that age and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I just remember it was a lot of fun. We really just connected over everything. And like we've mentioned, we were all in everything with the kids, meals, games, devotionals, music, ukulele lessons, everything. We were with them all the time, even past bedtime a few times.
Yes.
Because it's teen camp. So, but I just remember, again, it's hard to connect details without pictures in front of me.
Right.
But I believe Josh and I were together that week. We were not separated.
Yes.
It was
Yeah.
Joshua, me, and
Yes, it was Yuck.
that taught that teen camp. And that year, we had an amazing group. We really did.
Oh yeah, because that was the year where, and I'm sorry if I'm jumping in
I
a little
paused
ahead,
because
but-
I need help
but-
remembering
but-
everything.
Well, what was funny was we were learning all the intermediate songs. That was our group, and what song was it? I don't remember. That we were
Where we
trying to
stopped?
get it where the stop.
He's got the whole world.
He's got the whole world. Was that what it was? Anyway, so we were trying to get everybody to stop. Kind of a little arrangement fun and everything, so it's not boring or whatever. Anyway, and there's this one kid that every single time, I mean, he just could not stop. He kept playing.
Mate.
So what happened was one of the kids that sat by him, we were playing along. We got to that part, and it was Andre was in by Mate, and he knew he was going to do it. So as soon as we stopped, he slapped
his hand
Mate's
over the ukulele,
and
scared him half to death, and everyone busted
it
out
was
laughing.
That's
funny.
And so Josh is like, well, we're doing that again. And then that second time, Andre played when he wasn't supposed to, and he was like, no. It was really funny. That was an awesome group. And I also remember we had a large group.
We
so
did.
we were on the porch. Again, they had remodeled, and so now what used to be, it was like a porch up there now. And we had it lined with chairs and students' books, ukuleles everywhere, anything. So there was not a space where it was just us teachers. The students went all the way around.
Yeah.
So the girl sitting next to me that year was Irena, and we still keep up with her a lot. She's an incredible guitar player now, as well as ukulele, and I believe she plays piano as well. But she really stepped up that year. I remember sitting next to her going, she has just blossomed on the ukulele, and she actually ended up, if I remember right, I gave her my teacher ukulele that week for teen camp because she was just amazing. And she's very quiet and shy, so she was really timid about it, but she was amazing. I was just like, that whole group, we were just really encouraged by the growth because most of them were, well, since it's intermediate, all of them were returning campers. Most of them 2 or 3 years in the whole ukulele, whether kids or teens. So that was just really funny. We had a lot of fun, and seeing their growth from the past year was really cool. And if I remember right, we did the whole cabins thing where we were with a specific cabin, or at least a group of people.
I think it was group. I don't think
Not
they were
mine.
grouped by
I think
cabin.
they separated by teachers.
Yes.
Like, because there were contests and
For
stuff
like
between
the games and stuff.
Yeah.
So
Okay, I
again,
think
we
that
were
might
with
be
a
right.
particular group of girls or mixed or whatever.
It
It was
think
just
they were
mixed
mixed
at that
this
teen
time.
camp because what they did, and I know we had the idea about going around, but this has kind of been sparse. But hey,
It's okay.
You know,
it's a lot better than.
We're still trying to keep it controlled. Anyway, but that was the year that we did that one scavenger hunt kind of thing where we
Right.
took different pictures and stuff. And seriously, my group was awesome. I mean, we just had a blast getting
I
creative and
remember this
everything.
now.
That's right.
And that was actually our group won because we did that cool shot where one of them was holding up like a small mirror type thing
Yeah.
and caught us in the mirror, but it was like one of those like
It was
It
that
was
year
so
they
cool. It
really
was a
picked
great
up the
picture.
photography because again, that was our last year working with William,
yes.
and because he moved up in the whole designing graphic.
Yes, he is now the head person over the graphics of CF of Europe.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
wow.
he,
That's
like we
incredible.
mentioned before, he's really, really good. And so they were starting to do more like press stuff. And again, also with us doing so much TV
Yeah.
the year before. So they really upped the photography that year. I remember they actually had a specific a volunteer and a teacher that would go around and try and catch moments of throughout the days at camp. And then they would put them together for like a recap
slideshow.
of the
I know,
day
it's so fun.
at the end.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Which
that
one was
a
the
lot
year
of
that
fun.
Sashko brought the drone? Was that 2018?
That was 2017, but that was at kids camp.
Oh, okay. We'll get there then.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
I remember what you're talking about.
yes.
Anyway, so if
It's
I
like
think
the drum.
The drone.
The drone.
Yes.
yes. Anyway,
All right. Abby,
A
what
drum
you got?
you hit, a drone you
Um,
fly.
Well, I'm kind of, as they're talking again, like I mentioned earlier, the memories start coming back as we start talking about it. Before it's just like kind of blurry. Again, 4 years. That's a while.
I know.
And I remember Jacob and I had the advanced group,
That's right.
and we got to work with another music fanatic, I guess
Yes.
I'll say.
Oh, yes.
We got to work with Philippe.
Yes.
This was our second time
working with him.
But he was just
The first time we
So-
worked with him in 2016, it was just me and him, or were you with me?
I don't remember that.
But I do remember 2017 that it was us
Yes.
two and him.
Yes.
And he is an incredible musician.
But he's so musically attuned to what
Yeah.
we're doing. Teaching wise, he was
Yes.
so attuned. He was like the best translator we had because it was so nice to have someone who understood what we were
Who kn-
talking about,
right.
understood what we were trying to get across to the kids.
And could communicate it
I
in
remember
Serbian.
one funny memory was when you two were trying to figure out something.
Yeah, what
and it
were
took
we?
him, I don't
remember
remember
that.
exactly, but and finally he was like, "Oh, I get what you're saying," and then he's like jamming, and like all the kids are like,
What's
"What
going
are we
on?
talking
He forgot to
about?"
translate.
And his English
Oh,
was
yes.
impeccable.
He had
Oh, yeah.
no accent.
Exactly, and his wife was there that year.
Yes.
Yes.
Now, she's a Brit.
Yes,
Yes.
she's
She was so
British.
fun.
She was a lot of fun. I remember
Yeah.
spending a good amount of time with her. Just so encouraging. It
Yeah.
was nice to have, because at any camp, there are times you get stressed out. Something's not, campers are campers, kids are kids.
Yes.
And just normal camp conflicts and having someone working alongside you that was open and honest when they were struggling with something, and you could be
Right.
open and honest with them. She was that type of person for me, and I just
Oh,
remember
yeah.
it just
That's
being
awesome.
a special
Yeah.
special week with her.
Yeah.
What was
I was going to say one other cool memory with Philippe specifically is he is the reason why we do the key change in Song of Hope.
really?
Really?
Yes.
Sure.
Oh.
He's the reason why we do that.
That's
He
really
suggests
cool.
in 2017 or in our last year, he heard the song and he said, it'd be really cool if in there somewhere you put a key change.
Well,
It
we
just
actually
make the
worked it
song
up
pop.
that year.
And there's the next year's 2018 that we actually worked it up and then did it. And then
Oh.
I sent him a video of it and he's like, yes, that's exactly what I'm talking
Wow,
about.
that's
But I wanted to shout that out to
awesome.
him that the key change, if you listen to us do it, the key change in it is because of him. He said,
That's
It'd be
awesome.
really
There
cool
you
if
go.
I had it.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry. I just
Also,
wanted- I
Naomi
just had
did
that.
mention that he would sometimes forget to translate because he was
Yes.
learning like the songs we were teaching, because we would change up the advanced songs every year. I mean, we would keep a few of the same ones,
Right.
but then we would like to switch them out, see if this would become a new favorite and stuff like that. And so he was having fun learning the song just as much as the campers were. And so Jacob would be like saying something. He's like, "Oh yeah," and then Jacob's looking at him like, "I need you to translate that."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, yes." And then he'll go and translate it. We had a fun, all of our students
Yes.
obviously were returning. And so it was also fun to build continue those relationships,
Yes.
watch them grow in their music.
Exactly.
And we had a good sized group that year too.
We did. We had, I'd say a dozen.
Yeah. It was
It
fun.
was 2018 that we had like 30 some odd and we had to split. Remember that? That was
Yes,
2018.
yes.
But 2017, I'd say we had a 10 or 12,
Yeah.
which is pretty good.
What were you going to say?
Well, I just remember something. Was this the first year that Joe Mark had his own group?
Uh,
At teen?
No, he did have his own group at the 2016 teen camp.
Oh, he
That
did?
was his
Oh,
that was
okay,
his
okay.
first
Yeah.
time. So this year he and Donnie
Yes.
headed up the beginners. Those two. Oh my goodness. You get those two in a room, it goes nuts.
Yes.
But they
so
really just some special teachers. I mean, we had Donnie, we had Yaakov, and I do shout out to my friend Yaakov here. I told him about the podcast, and he
Yeah.
has been listening, and he said he wanted to mention, or me to mention, that he's mainly in Niš. You remember us talking
Right.
about
Oh,
this
yeah.
back and forth between Niš and Belgrade. Well, his family's in Belgrade, so that's why he goes up there. But he's now officially in Belgrade because he is now an assistant pastor at one of the churches in
Wow.
Belgrade.
Oh, that's
Nice.
really cool.
He is officially now in Belgrade.
Belgrade.
I
Nice.
just
Really
wanted me
cool.
to
Very
mention
cool.
that
Cool.
and clarify that.
Oh,
So-
by the way, we never did bring up that we remember what the word was. Remember the superstition?
promaya.
Yeah, promaya.
That's what they call their
That's what they call
superstitious
the
stuff.
superstitious.
Well, it's like the
Yeah.
office thing. I'm not superstitious, but I am a little stitious. That's kind of what they are over there.
yeah.
A
Anyway.
little
Well, and it's the
special.
old. I mean, very.
It's
I mean,
traditions.
Yeah, some of the younger, like our generation, are kind of so about it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the older generation is
Yes.
the older you get, the more
Yeah. We were fussed at.
you find that.
I was
Yeah.
probably fussed at the most when we would play concerts because I would not wear shoes in the house because it was hot and the floor was cold and it felt nice. And they're like, you need to wear shoes or you're going to get sick.
Once we were staying at a home and they got us both slippers.
They both like,
Oh, that's funny.
it was
Well,
funny.
I think that was this year.
it
that might
was
have
because
been
we
this year.
stayed with the, we'll get there,
Yes,
but
we'll
it
get
was
there.
this year.
Oh.
Sorry, we're remembering.
Sorry,
But
I just wanted to bring that up. That we
Yeah.
remember what the word
yes,
was.
yes, we did. We were listening to it in the van because we actually listened to ourselves.
Yeah.
And
Unfortunately.
it hit
cry.
me, and I'm like, oh, it was
Like, we could've
Promaya,
done that so much
which
better.
that doesn't start with the N. I know I said it did, but it's not. Anyway, back
Anywho.
to
Oh,
Joshua.
so just some
Back to
great
Is it
stuff.
my turn or your turn?
We're just
Who
kind of
said I
going.
was done?
Well,
Oh, I thought
I'm
you were
sorry.
done. That's Joshua's.
I mean,
moving
I'm
on.
sorry,
mostly
Abby.
done.
Go ahead and finish.
I was
go
just-
ahead, Abby.
I wanted
We're
to
just
say
kinda going
one more
around.
memory. Okay,
Go
and then-
ahead.
and then you can go on. Okay, so a fun thing we would do, I think we've mentioned this briefly, but we have videos. Actually, fun thing, same kind of different. The music video on our YouTube channel has
Yes.
videos and pictures from 2017 and 2018 mainly.
Yes.
Of our mission trips over there. Maybe just 2017. I don't know.
No, it's 2017
It was
and
both.
2018.
Okay.
The last 2 years.
So the last 2 years, to the track of Same Kind of Different, our title track on the latest CD we worked with Ben Isaacs on. And if you want to go see some videos in real life, but you'll see a short clip of us dancing, and it's
Yeah.
like line dancing and stuff like that. When we would go up to Missouri to compete in the Youth and Bluegrass and stuff like that,
Yes.
we had been a little familiar with line dancing, but they really taught us a few things
Mhm.
in the homeschool community and all that. And we would take that over seas. We did the Cotton Eye Joe like the first 2 years.
We did the
2 or
Cotton Eye
3
Joe every
years.
year.
And then we did another dance.
The Virginia Reel.
The Virginia Reel. Was that the one we did
That was the
2017?
That was the
first
one
year
in
that we
2017,
did that
yeah.
in
Okay,
2017.
2017 was the first year we did the Virginia Reel, which is an official line dance where you're like your partners.
Contra
Line dance is
dance.
more like line dancing is more like what we did with the Can't Stop the Feeling in 2018.
Oh, I'm
That's
sorry.
line
I'm
dancing.
confusing. This is contra dancing.
Yes.
There's a
Thank
difference.
No, you're all
Contra
right. You're all
dancing.
right.
yes.
Anyway, so where you're the couples are in a line, and so you have all the guys on one side, all the girls on one side, and we would. The fun thing was,
Great catch, man.
everything we are trying to work on not interrupting each other.
Yes.
So like Josh and I were a couple, and we would like head up one line because you had to split it up into
Yeah.
two groups, and then Naomi and Jacob were a couple, and they would head up the other line.
Yeah.
And so the fun thing was, you have that one couple going down the middle dancing,
Yes.
and we would try to encourage the kids, the teens,
Yeah.
to make up their own dance moves and just have fun with it.
Yeah, like more freestyle.
Yes,
at that
freestyle.
part.
So like this was like contra dancing / pop dancing.
Yes.
all the way
Yes.
down. It was
Yes.
Yes.
so much fun. What were you gonna say?
Well, I was gonna. You were headed down the same road that I was gonna. It just hit me. It just again the memories just pop up.
Oh, yeah.
Because I remember Were we the first ones who did it first? I'm trying
Did
to remember.
what?
Did what?
Do what?
Did like just a freestyle thing, and it was
I
like,
really,
let's everybody
I really
do that.
think it was like
Wasn't me and you?
Donnie or Mom.
Yeah,
Donnie
something-
and Mom.
I think it
don't
was Donnie and
remember.
Mom. That
Maybe
sounds like Donnie and Mom.
then it was
because-
like, you know what?
Yeah, that doesn't
everybody
sound like
do
me,
it.
unfortunately.
So,
I'm not that great at it.
yeah. So everybody was doing it, and I remember the really fun ones was John Mark and Leah.
Yes.
And that was
was really
definitely just cool freestyles. You know, when you got the moves, you know. But then one of my favorites was, you remember Jovan?
Yeah.
the
He was
pastor's
there.
kid.
No, not the little Jovan.
the
the
other
taller
one.
Jovan
Yes.
Mirkovic.
Okay, yeah.
The
yeah.
one that he came in 2015, but then wasn't there in 2016, but came back in 2017.
Yes.
Yeah.
Teen Camp.
Anyway,
I remember that.
and
Yes.
he, you know, that first, I remember 2015, he was very quiet, kind of testing the ground and everything, you know.
Well,
But then
I
2017, totally different kid. I mean, the guy was
Yeah.
crazy, and he did almost kind of like a moonwalk type of thing
Oh,
backwards
yeah.
down the
I
line.
remember that.
That
That's
was
so
pretty
funny.
cool. So this is
I
fun.
remember I got to know him pretty well that year. He
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
I guess one other memory. I know. I've said one more memory before
You're
this.
It's
fine.
okay.
Go
You
ahead.
interrupt yourself.
But in teen camp, I took another visit to the doctor because of my face. My face was breaking out real bad. Again, doctors over there.
They're
More,
awesome.
I guess we've heard a lot of good things about them, that they're kind of straight up, straightforward, and we're like, hey, well, and they're cheaper. They are cheaper, so.
Yes.
Mama took me there, and it's just my face was breaking out a lot, and so of course, you know, you're gone for a morning at camp, and everyone's kind of asking about it, and he was one of the ones who would ask about it, and so I guess again another conversation starter.
Yeah.
And he knew
Yeah.
English really well.
he
He
did.
did.
So,
yeah.
like Josh was saying, it was cool to see him open up that year, and just, I think he also accepted Christ that year.
Yes, he did.
Yes.
he did.
Yes.
Because
Mom.
are we talking about the same? Yes. Yeah. I remember
Mom
that now.
sat with
yes.
him and yeah.
Mom sat with him. Did she also sit with Arena and talk to her for a good bit? Or was
I
that 2018?
believe
think
so.
that was
I remember
2017.
Mama was really quick, if I may.
Yes, go.
Mama was a mom to
Yeah.
all those kids. A lot of
Very
those
much
kids, sometimes some of them didn't have a mom, or their mom worked as a single mom, you know, so a lot of them didn't have what mom was just as a person. Her nickname is Sunshine for a reason. Just her smile. A lot of the kids would just open up to her, love on her. She would love on them, you know, just something that they didn't get a lot. And so I remember she would just, through the years when we were overseas, if the kids needed to talk about something, or if they were interested in accepting Jesus as their savior, they would go talk to her with the translator, usually over a teacher, just because the kind of person she is, they felt more comfortable with her.
Yeah.
So I remember she talked
She
to
and
Jovan.
Donnie. She and Donnie
talked
would
to
Yeah.
Would, Donnie would be the, if they needed
usually
a translator,
her
it'd usually be
translator.
Donnie.
Yeah. So I remember she talked to Jovan. I believe she talked to Irena more about discipleship stuff, because Irena, she's from Bachki Petrov, that
Well,
church.
I think it was a lot about, she didn't feel like concerns about like losing your salvation.
Right.
Like she didn't feel like she did all, like she read her Bible.
Yeah,
But, you know, a lot of the what ifs and the doubts that,
right. And
you know,
that year,
am I doing enough?
right.
type
And
thing,
that
I
year,
think.
I believe the sisters Sara and Sofia, with their home life, they talked to mom
Yes.
about that as well. So just that year, just the conversations.
It was really beautiful to
remember that,
watch.
yeah.
Mama
Yeah.
also took on a little bit of a teaching role,
Mhm.
especially in those last 2 years. In every year,
Yeah.
but
What kind of role? I'm sorry.
a teaching role.
Teaching, like she
Teaching.
would
I mean-
participate in the
Oh, I've got you. Oh,
devotions and-
that reminds me.
Yes.
Sorry.
So it
Reminds
was
me of a
really cool
memory,
to see
but go
them
ahead.
open up to her.
Well,
Yeah.
Josh had touched me. Did you need to say
Well,
something?
I was going to say another person that she led to Christ was Natja.
That
Was that
year?
Diana's
year?
friend. Yes.
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 Oh
Nice.
yes,
Yes.
I do remember that. That was that year as well.
Yes.
But also because of the teen camp and just everything that happened there, that was when we created that messenger group.
Yes.
That we,
I remember that.
just to really continue that connection. And also, it wasn't just us. I mean, a lot of the kids would talk in the group, of course, in Serbian. We're like, oh, can you help us here? You know, so, but it was a great, opportunity to really connect with the teens and just really just learn who they are, you know, because sometimes, you don't get that opportunity because sometimes teens are a little closed off, you know? I mean,
Yeah.
I can testify to that.
Right.
But, as you build that relationship, they really started.
Well, and they're from
opening
all
up.
over Serbia, some even from different countries. A few of them like move around depending on where their parents are from.
Yeah.
So they don't have those kind of friends at home. So that messenger group was a really fun idea. I
Yes.
don't remember whose idea it was, but
It was mom.
I think it was
It
mom.
was
It was
Mom's.
mom.
Yeah.
That
Mom
would
and
make sense.
Donnie's.
Yeah.
Micah Cindy.
That's what they
Yes.
call her because Micah is
Cindy.
mother. So yeah,
Yeah.
Micah Cindy.
All right.
My
Yes.
memory was 2017 Teens Camp. Joshua and I did the teacher's devotion that year. Remember?
I thought it was the kids.
No, it was teens.
Was it
It was
teens?
teens.
Okay.
I remember that there would be we as every morning, we've mentioned
Right.
this before the kids would wake up, we would have a teacher's meeting.
Yes.
Yes.
And we actually, I don't remember going before 2017 because, maybe I did, maybe I didn't.
remember always being there,
Yes.
and I think for the first 2 years it was mom, dad, me, and Joshua,
yeah.
and then I think in 2015 when we started splitting it, you and Naomi would come.
Yeah.
I don't remember John, Mark, and Justice ever being there
They
until
never
maybe
did.
2018.
No, not
never
even.
did. Not even then.
Mm-mm.
No.
Okay. But yeah,
Anyway, but
2017
there
would
would be
have
a
been the first.
devotion
yeah.
in that time too. And I think I
Yes.
remember y'all doing something that year. I don't
I don't
remember
remember.
what
I thought it
camp.
was teens camp, but it might have
Yeah.
been kids camp.
It was that
that
year,
was
though.
that was really
Yeah.
cool. Getting to was Philippe at kids camp?
No.
Then it was teens camp because Philippe was translated for me.
He's right.
Okay. Well, then there you go.
That's so now we've got it straight.
Yes.
Well, that's
But
awesome.
I remember we talked about wisdom,
Yes.
what wisdom is, and the three elements or the steps to getting there. First is knowledge, the second is understanding, and then the third element of wisdom is discretion. So knowledge.
The
you
longer
remember-
you talk, the more I
you
remember
that?
this. Yes.
So knowledge. So knowing things. I mean, you jump into a situation without knowledge. I mean, that's not good. You gotta know what you're getting into before you get into it. You gotta know what you're talking about before you say something.
Mm.
And then the second thing, understanding, is in a situation, understanding the other person. You
Right.
know where they are, their personality, what they need to hear, how they need to hear it, that kind of thing. And then the discretion part, which is the really important part, is timing.
Yeah.
Everybody says timing is everything.
Yeah.
So putting all those three together, and you get wisdom.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know if you
Exactly.
remember.
I remember
Remember
now.
that.
I remember
Yeah.
that. It's all
all
coming
coming
together
together
now. Anyway,
All right,
so
I thought that was
a
really
couple. I had two things, but I don't remember one, but I'll definitely remember. Say this one was finale night. Do you remember I think it was it was Saleh, I think his brother Kiki, and then what was the kid's name? The little
Started with-
ace.
Oh, yeah, I know
I don't
who you're
remember his
talking
name,
about.
but Denis and Novica
Yeah.
Yes.
did that rap song.
Oh,
Late
yeah.
College. You
Us.
remember
I
that?
remember
Yes.
That was awesome.
Oh yeah.
And
They
just-
wrote a rap song about us.
and they did, like, Donnie was going back and forth between all of them, talking about the different teachers and everything. I mean,
Yes.
it was hilarious.
Was that the year 2017? Was that? Well, he might have done it in 2016, but I remember Donnie kind of being the MC
Yes.
of the night.
Yes.
Yes.
And he was
really good at it.
Incredible.
You
Oh, yeah.
wonder,
He's
John Mark
awesome.
probably got a few
you
tips
never
from him.
Yeah, he probably did. But that was a favorite memory. And also the opportunity for those kids to get up and do their thing. You know, the rap
Yeah.
song, and a few of the girls sang, and just different. I mean, it's that's always one of the special things about teen camp and everything. So yes.
Was that the first, or we always do this, don't we, is have each group play?
Yes.
A song.
We
Oh,
always
we've always
did
done that.
Okay,
Yeah.
because I
Always.
don't remember talking about it in the previous
I
Right.
think
parts.
we mentioned
Maybe
it.
touched on it,
Yeah.
but talk about it in a little more detail.
Yes.
Is that, and this year, because we had beginner, intermediate, and advanced, it was a little bit more organized.
Yes.
Before, I think it was just, like my group, your group,
Yeah. Yeah.
whatever, however it worked. But we'd have each group of kids get up, they'd prepared a song to play for everyone in front of everyone. And then we had the whole group get up and do come and sing.
Right.
Yes.
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 Something like that.
like that.
Anyway,
It was fun.
we just have
Yes.
fun.
was
That's
a good
what we
finale.
do.
Not
was
only
your
did
other-
we do music the finale night, but like for their games, they would announce like the
Right.
The winners.
like Joshua was saying, we got to be a part of groups that did games and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so there would always be a group that won over all the games that you did that week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so
That was a
whose
lot of
group
fun.
won that year?
Donnie.
Probably Donnie.
Probably Donnie's.
Probably.
Because
That
the guy
that
was just
usual.
Don,
he
well,
was-
and I know there were a lot of controversial attitudes about him winning all the time, but truly and honestly, the man was a motivator.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And kids loved being on his team.
Yeah.
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 And I mean, I'm not going to say he didn't win every game.
No.
But he knew how to get his team to do their
Yeah.
best and
Yes.
have fun doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the result of that is winning.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Well, the one cool thing I'll mention also is that was the year when we did the Gaga ball games or whatever. That
Oh, yeah.
Sophia, we mentioned her earlier. She won like 3 in a row. I mean, she was
was
just a
solid.
queen right
Oh,
there.
yeah.
That
Just
was probably
know.
that and volleyball were my
Were
favorite.
favorite.
things to
Oh,
do.
yes,
Oh, yeah.
definitely.
And you
Yes.
talking about Sophia, now it all makes sense because she's in flight school.
yes.
So I mean, her
Really?
personality.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
And she's
So
doing
it's
very
just
well.
really funny.
Yeah.
Is she
She's in
learning how
what?
to?
She's in flight school.
She learning how to fly like pilot, or
Yes.
is she like
Wow.
stewardess?
No, flight.
Actually
Like Air
pilot,
Force
like
flight.
Oh,
Wow.
Oh,
As far
cool,
as I
cool.
know.
okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, it's
Yes.
it's
So
cool.
her personality and with the Gaga, it just
Right.
reminded me of that.
That's
Oh, yeah.
that's
really
something
funny.
because of and I would say it was inspired by the teen camp and also, over the years just building those relationships. When I got on social media, I still try to keep up with everybody over
Yeah.
there, the ones that I really
Yeah.
have a great friendship. I mentioned Yaakov and Sophia, Dory. We mentioned her earlier, Dory and Issy, and a few others in there. I mean, they're just, even though we don't see them, we know that they miss us, we miss them, and Lord willing, we'll see most of them up in the air.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, Josh, one more thing
Yeah.
before we wrap up and do when I say wrap up, I mean like wrap this
The last thing, yeah.
Yeah.
is the concert after Teens Camp.
Yes.
Talk
do
away.
about it right
Yeah.
now. Oh, okay. I
Well,
thought
I
you
did
had
wanna
one more
say
thing.
one
in
more
teen camp.
memory.
Yes.
for
Go.
Go
teen
ahead.
camp.
Go.
Okay, so teen camp, it lasted. The kids arrived Sunday night.
That's right.
Yes.
They're arriving Sunday afternoon, Sunday night. Then they would stay Monday through Friday would be the main camp. Of course, Friday night's the finale. And Saturday, they would all leave. Well, I remember especially at teens camp, because they were all closer to our age. I don't know. We had a lot. It's a different connection when to peers than too close to
Yes.
peers than to kids. a little more friendships you keep up with more. And Saturday morning, we would get up super early.
Yes, I remember
Super early. And like
The
everyone
teachers
was
weren't happy about it,
packing
but-
up and stuff like that. Yeah.
Well, as long as we took care of the kids.
Exactly. And one game we played a lot when we were like before they would leave and stuff like that we would stand in a big circle.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah.
they had, it was not a true volleyball. I don't know what it is, but I loved it a lot better than a volleyball.
the
Volleyball
bouncy
hurts
ball
my arms.
thingamadoodle.
Yeah.
It was like, it wasn't fully, it was like in between a soccer
We were
ball
trying
and a
to
volleyball
see
and a
how many
bouncy
times
ball.
we kept it
Like
in
in
the air.
Anyway.
kickball,
Yes.
they use it in kickball a lot.
Yeah. So we would all stand in a circle. Sometimes if the circle was really big, there would be one person in the middle, and you would see how many times you could how long you could keep the ball in the air.
Yeah.
We played that game like almost every year,
Yeah.
and I think I finally got good at it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's like hacky sack with a volleyball,
Yes.
pretty much.
Anyway, but
Anyway, go ahead.
I just
Naomi.
remember that morning, that special time, and
Yeah.
Saturday
Yeah.
morning right before they would leave.
Yeah.
And then the tearful goodbyes would come, and
Yes.
you know, it would be time for everyone to go home.
I know.
But good memories.
Yes. Well, I wanted to say, you saying that reminded me of something before Joshua goes into the concert between camps and we wrap this episode up. So I don't remember what year we started waking them up early because they wanted to spend more time with us. So we were actually asked to wake them up. It's not like we barge in their cabins and wake them
Oh,
up.
for
They
sure.
wanted to get up like 2 hours.
willing.
It was voluntary.
Voluntary.
Anyway, they wanted to get up a couple hours because we were always early risers and they admired us for that because most of them sleep in a lot. Anyway, so they wanted to wake up when we wake up so that we could talk more, play games and stuff. Anyway, so one year y'all used your instruments to wake them up.
I remember that.
Yeah.
One year we
Yes,
used a
I remember
Foghorn
that.
app. And then the last couple years, we just woke them up ourselves, you know, because we didn't want to wake up the teachers with the Foghorn app.
Yes.
See,
Yeah.
That
That's
would not
when the
be-
teachers weren't so happy
Oh,
with us.
y'all woke up and William. Y'all woke up William.
yes,
one
he's like,
time.
why are you doing that?
I remember
like,
that. So sorry. We
I
didn't
remember
when we
that.
started. We need to find a different
We need
way
to do something
do
different.
something.
Anyway, but that year,
Yeah, I remember that.
2017,
He was not happy.
this
No, he wasn't.
was the first camper actually from Merchant FC, where the camp is, Melitza. She was the
Yes.
first camper from Merchant FC, not a traveler. And
yeah.
she she day camped. She would come in for the day and then go home to bed. But the last night she slept over since it was the last night, and her grandma or parents let her sleep over. So I was shaking her to wake her up, and she kept slapping me. And I'm like, you wanted me to wake you up. So I eventually woke her up. And she's like, because it was me, her, one of the Americans. So she felt really bad. And she's like, I thought you were my mom. Anyway, because she was
Oh.
used to sleeping at home. So it was just really funny that she kept slapping my hand away. And then when she woke up and realized who I was, she felt so bad.
that's funny.
It was
Oh, that's
just really funny. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Anyway, Joshua.
So, the last thing for this episode, in between the teen camp and kids camp, we did a concert again in Kragujevac. And
That's right.
we did it on like a walking street. So we've mentioned before in Serbia, they have their city centers where it's just walking, no cars, no nothing. But sometimes, if it's a big town like Kragujevac, they'll have certain areas where you can walk and different stuff. It's
Yeah.
like farmers markets
Yeah.
or whatever kind of stuff. Anyway, so we did a concert there, and then we also Darko Srnka, Little Darko, who we mentioned in the last episode, or the last mission trip, whatever. Anyway, he took us to our favorite
Yes.
place right there in Kragujevac, and we ate. And the last thing, kind of hinting on the next episode. So we, had this mountaintop experience of teen camp, and it was so good, so many great stuff. But there was one downer towards the end. Was there was a few of the teens that were going to stay over and volunteer at the kids' camp.
Yeah.
But what happened was there was not enough room for them. There was just too many. There was going to be too many kids and teachers already there. So, Darko Circa made the decision that they just go home and they'll come back, because I think teen camp was after that. Anyway,
Right.
regular
Normal
teen camp.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they were really disappointed. Some of them, it was their first time volunteering, so there's just a lot of disappointment there. So that was kind of part of the emotional side of teen camp. So we did talk that was the beginnings of our idea for them starting doing more teens volunteering and having that specific team for those kid camps, and just them learning how to become teachers or whatever, whatever skill they needed to learn. So that was the beginnings of that. We talked with Darko Circa at that restaurant about that. So that was beginnings there. But hinting on the next episode. So that was a little bit of
Well, they didn't know till the night before, and they had
Right.
been looking to 4 to 2 weeks with us, because again, they're used to only a week. And all of them, if I remember right, were returning campers.
Right.
They were our friends. We knew them, and they were
Yeah.
looking forward to spending a whole another week with us. And so they didn't know that they wouldn't be able to do that till the night before. So it was just, I remember that now that you mentioned
And
it.
honestly, that kind of another hint at next week. That was one of the undercurrents of tension that was running through kids camp.
Yeah.
Which we will talk about
in
next
the next
week.
episode. So kind of we've shared with y'all such just the mountaintop experience that we had with Teen Camp 2017. And we talked about how ministry is hard, to grow thick skin and to have thick skin and tender hearts. And it really showed up that year and kind of carried into the next year, which we'll get into. Just different stuff, and so we'll be more in the valley next week. It was still great kids camp, but we're gonna get real. This is Let's Be 3D, so we're going to share just our experience again. Like we've mentioned, we're not bashing anyone. It's just our experience, and looking back now, we notice different things or whatever, but in the moment, this was how we felt, just stuff like that. So stay tuned for next week. So can I wrap it up?
Yes, go for it.
Wrap it
All
up.
right.
Yes.
So we've been sharing, I just wanted to mention this as a part of the wrap up, is we've been sharing videos on Facebook from stuff that we're talking about in the podcasts.
Yes.
So I do a little digging and hack into Facebook and download videos. Fun stuff. So be on the lookout. If you do not follow us on Facebook or Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, wherever you're listening to this, you can go find us over there, and I'll be posting some videos. I believe we have some of the kids playing their ukuleles, some from the concerts that we did. So just keep an eye out for those so you can see some visuals of what we're talking about. So fun stuff. Also, in the description of this podcast, you can send us a voice message if you want to. And also, if you feel led by the Lord, you can support this podcast if you feel led to. Just wanted to mention that. So we will see y'all, or you will hear from us next week.
Yes.
For the next part of 2017. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this different approach, trying to slow down, make sure we cover everything.
Yeah.
And there will be some bonus episodes, so stay tuned for that. That way we just cover everything, slow it down, give y'all digestible bits of memories and stuff. You know what I mean? So
be ready.
yes. If you're not, please subscribe to this show. It's just something new that we started, and just showing another dimension, as Jermike likes to say, of the family style. So make sure you subscribe, whether on YouTube or wherever you listen to this podcast. Thank y'all so much for listening. We love y'all. And as always,
Peace, love, fam.
The views and opinions expressed in this podcast do not necessarily reflect the opinions or standard of the family Sowell.
Have a lovely day.